Hi, it's March 24th. Welcome back to my garden. Hey, there was a couple questions that I had, so I made a couple notes. Try to clarify a few things. I used the word leggy quite a little bit when I was planting the tomatoes. All that meant was the seeds that we planted were reaching towards the window, and I let them go a little long, and the stem just got long. There's a lot of plants that you can allow to go leggy, and you can plant them just a little deep and they do just fine. I told Bear we were starting those just a little early though. I had a couple comments on my switching back and forth between the use of the word pot and container. It's the same thing. You know, I'm a gourmet kind of guy, so once in a while I'll say pot, once in a while I'll say container. Same thing with soil and dirt. I also had several questions because I switched back from dirt and soil. Obviously the improved ground that we're planting in, a lot of that would be considered soil. It's very improved. Underneath where we got clay, you saw the orange that I dug out when I put the tomatoes deep. That had not been improved very much. That would be part of your dirt profile. Sandy soil, kind of your dirt profile. The stuff you get on your knees when you're planting, that would be dirt. So you have to forgive me. Once in a while I interchange the words. And I think those are the only definitions I really need to worry about today. One thing I do want to talk about is vitamin D. I'm no doctor. Anytime you're able to be out in the garden, in the sun, you're getting vitamin D. Obviously, if you're out for a long time, you want to put some kind of sunscreen on so you don't burn. But the vitamin D is healthy, and this is really good exercise. I ought to put some of the digging to jazzercise music, and we'll see what we get. Let's go plant garden. Probably should have brought it out a couple days ago, but there's no time better than right now. The weatherman says it's not supposed to rain for a couple days, so I think we're safe. Same thing, dig a small little hole, pop your plant out of the cell, kind of judge where the ground is, a little mulch in the bottom, and put your soil back in around it. Don't want to have any air bubbles, we want it nice and firm, not too hard, but just firm. I like to pre-fashion a couple holes, make it go a little faster. A little bit of mulch in the bottom. Yeah, it's about deep enough. Get some of your soil in around it. The leaves out. Soil. Sure it's snug. Mulch. Pop one out of the cell. You'll notice from time to time I toss stuff off to the side. That's kind of how this deep mulch works, the way we're going to prune, the way we compost the stuff that we're actually growing. We just prune it and drop it. And anything in the way, just move out of the way. You notice I've got a stick that was down in there, just like in the forest. Little pieces of wood, they will break down. So when it's in your way, you just move it out of the way. It helps if you push the record button before you plant. Anyhow, our first rosemary at the head of the carrots. Got another rosemary over there. I'll show you how we plant that one. Pull the mulch back. Down into the soil. There's a rock. A little bit of mulch down in the bottom. Pop it out of the container. Snug this soil down and around it. Don't have any air pockets. Spread the mulch. There you have another successful planting of rosemary. We'll see what we get. Lavender is a perennial, so I'm going to put it at the border. I bet nobody noticed when I was putting the pansies in that I left a hole. But I had a plan. I wanted to put some lavender here. I'm going to pull back the mulch. Remove the worms. Yes. You go over there. Loosen up the soil a little bit underneath the mulch. This thing's just full of worms. That saved a spot for a couple perennial lavender plants. So planting here on the edge is about as far out as this garden's going to go, so I think we're safe. Nice little hole. These all plant in about the same way. Pop them out of the container. Break up the roots a little bit, won't hurt. That's a piece. Some swirling around it. Sure does smell like lavender. pretty quick. My updates aren't going to have to be close-ups. Well, that's it for this afternoon. Thank you for joining me. Sometimes it may seem like I'm random planting, and you could probably argue that I am random planting. I do sort of have a method to my madness. I'm trying to keep the cool weather stuff early, and even though it's 78 degrees right now and it'll be 80 tomorrow, it'll be back down into the lower 40s by Saturday. So even though I'm tempted to put out some more tomatoes, some squash, some more beans, I need to wait just another week or so. We'll see if Bear's tomatoes pull through. They are looking quite shocky. Thought it might have been just a little cool outside. But the next couple days will be pretty warm. Shouldn't have too much rain. We'll see how they pull through. This is actually a series, all the way from planting to harvest. Whatever happens, happens. Some things will die. Some things will freeze. Some things will be eaten by bugs. Some things will grow just fine. I want you to join me on the entire journey. You might learn a little something. I know I'll learn something. I learn something new every year. And this deep mulch method that we're using, the Ruth Stout method, the Back to Eden, the fall leaves, the mixture of all of it, the easy composting. It's a journey for me. Gardening is very calming. It keeps your mind off the news of the day. It lets you be outside, where the sun will give you a little vitamin D. Fork like this, give you a little exercise. It's all good for the soul. Thank you for coming along with me, and I hope you follow me through the entire year. If you want to tell some of your friends, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. That's where I'm supposed to say subscribe, like, all that. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because we like how this food tastes. I'm doing it because we don't use chemicals. I'm doing it to try to get back as close to nature as I can. Like I say, thanks for coming. I'll see you later.
You sound like you a killer. On Instagram you hard, but you softer than a pillar. You a internet thug, a internet thug. You a internet thug, a internet thug. You a internet thug, a internet thug. When I see you, I'ma drag you through the mud, through the mud. On Instagram you a blood. On Twitter